Um, Thanks to you both for speaking with us. I wanted to know, first of all, that the game seemed very wide open, a little chaotic as games against Angel City and the Spirit, it always seems to go this way. What did you see playing out that sort of sets that kind of game up?
You go first.
Um, I would say just reading what they're giving us. I feel like they were jumping and we were trying to go wide, trying to go long. So yeah, just reading what's available in the build up and in the play.
Uh, I also wanted to ask a little about your goal, Croix. The wide overload that sort of creates that opportunity. What did you see playing out that led you to, obviously it's, in the end, just charge the box and jump as high as you can. But what did you see playing out that sort of triggers that for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're down 2-1. We need a goal, so getting forward, of course. And there's been a lot of emphasis on me getting in the box. So I know Lacey knows how to place a ball perfectly. She did to Trin, the last game. So just making that eye contact, getting in the box, jumping and placing the ball into the goal.
Appreciate it. I'll pass the mic.
Rowie, you could go.
We can't be here, David.
Right. Croy, I'll go right back to you and ask about now that you've seen probably the replay of the juke move that you pulled in stoppage time. I'm just wondering how that compares as far as like moments that you've crossed somebody up or scored. Like where does that go on the rankings?
It's pretty high. I mean, I used to be a hooper back in the day, so that's why is that funny? So it's just kind of correlating to a crossover. But to cross two people in one scenario, that's pretty cool. So it's like
And and you did not dunk back in the day, right? I mean, it seems like that you have the hops,
Right, yeah.
I might have dunked one time.
the 10-foot hoop.
No.
Five.
Okay, there we go. Um, and then Trin, I wanted to ask about some of your defending work. It felt like there was a lot of defense for you. And I know somebody joked online that you must have been annoyed at that EA rating. Um, but uh but give me some perspective, like especially in these last few weeks coming back, like how much has refining your play on the defensive end been something you've been focusing on?
I mean, I feel like I've always been defensive working forward. I don't think that's anything new. I think dependent on the game, there's obviously personnels that and outside backs that like to go a lot higher, and I was going against that today, unfortunately for me. So yeah, I mean, ideally, I want to be in the middle, and I want to be able to kind of jump forward and not have to track back as much. But if I have to do it, then I have to do it. It's not always the most fun, but it is hype, especially when you win the ball back. But yeah, I think still like legs are tired when I am able to affect it and win it. Like just connecting the first pass, I need to be better at for sure. But yeah, it's a tough game today. Long one, tiring one. So yeah, getting used to these 90 plus minutes for sure.
All right, I'll also pass the mic.
Luis?
Hi, Trinity. Hi, Croix. Luis Rodriguez here. Two two games on the road, two difficulty flight. How many? How you feeling both for these 2 points? It's two hard games. What are you feeling with that?
Yeah, I feel like today was very tough. We needed this win. Not necessarily needed. I mean, we're in a good spot, but it would have clinched playoffs for us, and probably prevented for others. But we just keep moving on from here, keep growing, and a tie is better than a loss at the end of the day.
Jason, do you have another?
I don't think it's-
I do. I can keep going. Trinity, I think I mentioned wide overloads. I wanted to ask, in those moments, it seemed like every time you were able to create the wide overload, a chance followed, but there were some times where maybe the fullback run a lot arrived a little late, or maybe it arrived but no one saw it. What were you seeing in terms of creating those moments to cause Angel City some trouble?
Yeah, I think when we were having Gabby or Page overlap, it was the angle was hard, and I had talked to her about that on the field. I think a lot of times in the game when the overlap happens, it's easy to kind of just put it in the space. And today they were honestly doing a really good job at cutting that off. So I think when I was turning and I was looking up by the time, and I kept saying sorry to Gabby because she was having to make that run and I wasn't playing it. But the angle was just hard and I couldn't find that little gap to play and I didn't want to lose it. So it ended up just like circling back around, or I was finding Lacey or Croix in the middle. So yeah, I think again, we're doing better and better every game to create those overloads. If that's utilizing it, which we did a lot, got a lot of chances, or if it's not and it's moving it back around to then progress faster on the other side, which I think we did a good job at. But again, I think still keep saying I think, dang. Um every game we just need to be a lot more clinical in the final third. That's the piece that we're missing right now is finishing and final pass, and we're doing all the hard stuff and then it's quality at the end, which is frustrating for all of us. So we're just gonna keep working on that.
And I wanted to ask both of you, when you see a situation like what happens with Deb, I think Trinity, you were pretty much right there. Not just what happens, but then she ends up playing through it, going on for so long with I don't know how many bandages on there. What does that mean to the group, seeing her sort of shrug off something that's such a distraction, such a difficult thing to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, Deb's a freaking warrior. Like she, not only today, like this is how she is on a day-to-day basis. Like she works so hard in training. She's always putting in tackles. She's always last ditch effort in every scenario, anticipating everything, taking shots. Like that's just her personality and that's how she is as a player. And then seeing that today, I mean, that was crazy. And then we were trying to prevent her from heading the ball, but she's she wanted it, and every time she headed it, I was just like, oh, please. And I kept yelling at her. I said, don't head, back up, get the second ball, come on. Like, I was not trying to see her whole head just. But again, kudos to her and really proud of her. And she's, yeah, a fighter today.
Andre, you could go ahead.
Thanks for speaking with us. Congrats to both on your goals, and I have questions about each one. Croy, not necessarily about your goal because you've described it already, but the celly. Can you talk us through the celly, please?
Wow. Yeah, it's just a trend on TikTok going around, a song. Wanted to hit it for a while, finally scored. So
Yeah, we were supposed to do a dance together. We had talked about it before the game, and then
yeah.
we didn't. So I was pissed.
Stay tuned though.
All right, just have to score again. That's fine. And Trinity wanted to talk to you
I
about
don't
the
want to talk
build-up.
about mine.
Well, okay. Well, hold on. I wasn't going to talk about the actual penalty
I'm just
itself,
kidding.
the lead up to the penalty, the dribbling move in the box. I think it was a double nutmeg, was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't even really know how it ended up at my feet still, but it was there. And I was like, all right. And then I knew too, once it had gotten through, I had felt the pressure and I knew that she was gonna like last ditch effort tackle. Like I knew she was going to ground. So I took that second touch. And it worked out. So yeah, just recognizing the pressure after I got through and not trying to cross it, because if I would have crossed it, she would have slid, it would have been a corner. So I'm glad that happened and I'm glad that my ankle didn't get taken out.
Yeah, it looked like you fell at a weird angle. Is on replay, it looked a little tough, but glad you're okay. And yeah, won't talk about the penalty. Just congrats on the goal.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Rowie, last one.
Um, Another play like that in the box, Trin, I wanted to ask about is in the second half. Seemed like there was that moment where you and Sarah Gordon went right into each other, and then there was the shoulder to shoulder with a couple defenders. I know you've mentioned before that sometimes you don't always get the calls or the whistles or lack thereof. But were you a little bit surprised at play continuing there? Like how much like were you looking back like in sort of surprise at how quickly she went down and the fact that play continued?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Why did I start screaming? Um, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think that it was gonna continue. I thought that was a foul for sure, just based off of how he was calling it. Majority of the game. But yeah, I think it's hard, dependent on if the player's looking, because in that moment I don't even think she saw me, so it looked even worse because she wasn't prepared for the contact. So, um. Yeah, I was definitely surprised. So when I didn't hear the whistle, I was just like, okay, keep going. But yeah, throughout the game, it was kind of a mix of what's shoulder to shoulder, what's not. So we didn't really know what to expect, and we were just trying to like keep a momentum and keep going. And I don't want a pity party for myself. Like, I'm always gonna talk crap to the refs. That's just my personality. Like I'm always gonna get frustrated if I don't get the call. So yeah, I think just continuing to push through that, and our team, I think, did a good job of just thinking about the next play and not dwelling too much on certain calls.
And I'll just quickly close the book. Croy, did you find the fan with the TikTok sign?
Yes, her dad was like so excited and came over about 3 times and then brought her over and we made it happen. So it's pretty cool.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll end on that.
Thank y'all.
Have a
Thanks. Safe
night.
trip back.
Thank you.
Sweet dreams.